Okay. All right. So, robot, bear, robot. Celeste is in D. She is the most disappointing gambler. She needs to just go watch Kakegurui and just mimic the main character. And she would be, it would jump her up to A. The only reason it wouldn't be higher than that is because I'm not a fan of pigtails at all. Like, I think the whole goth, pale, red eyes look is, I could dig that, but the pigtails, I was surprisingly invested in that show. Like, I knew I'd find the subject matter interesting, but I didn't think I'd get invested into the characters like I did. Twin drills, pigtails, doesn't matter. You got two tails here, you got twin anything, I don't like it. Not a fan of that hairstyle at all. Owie! Up there. Really took off. What she did in case 4 had kind of bumped her down initially a little bit, but then after the anime, she soared back up again. Okay, all right. So let me ask you guys this, because I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm assuming that all the characters in V3 are 18 or older, because the reason there's actually a logical reason behind that, even though it's never explicitly stated. One would assume that you would have to be of legal age to be able to partake in that. To be able to consent to partake in that. That your parents couldn't sign you up for it. It would have to be you on your own. So that was my thought process in assuming that they're 18 or higher. They're canonically 18 or 18 to 19. Okay. That makes sense. All right, so then we'll actually rank Himiko then, since she's in theory at least 18. Actually, before I rank her, Lux, can you double check on Himiko? She's the only one that I'm really not sure about. Smoogie sucks. At least Celeste has a personality to her, even though it sucks. Smoogi's personality is no personality. Sakura, awesome. I'm not personally into super buff girls, but she's got something. I love her skin tone's super attractive to me. Her hair's cool. She still likes to dress. You know, she does a cute little sailor outfit, but she's ripped, right? She's a great person. I don't mind a girl that can fight though. So, but it's really her. She's just a little too ripped for me. It's a little too ripped. So I don't know. She might still be. That might be still good enough to put her in low A. But for now, I'm gonna put her in high B. Defending your country though is going to be seen very different legally than just joining a game show where you're probably gonna die. God, Kyoko, potential best waifu. I love her like purple palette. She's cute. I love her sense of style. I love her analytical nature. She cares in her own way about the people close to her. Very intelligent. Can be a little too cold at times, I guess would be her downside. Little too cold. There are times in marriages where you want to see a reaction, and she might be that type of person where you don't get it, and it gets really frustrating. Oh, right. I forgot about the Love Hotel too. Like, I agree that it's disgusting how it gets sensationalized like that, where I think it needs to be taken a lot more seriously and somberly, personally, and that's why people are so gung-ho about it. But yeah, so, all right, so we're assuming Himiko's 18, but she does look like a child, so, Yeah, exactly. If you look like a child, it's doesn't matter if you're of age or not. It's a no. That's a no-go. Himiko's interesting though. Are we talking about Himiko because Himiko is actually not like her, right? She's older, isn't she? But if we're talking about, if we're going based, excuse me, off of this picture, then it'd be below, because at least Himiko's not a gigantic bitch, as Hiyoko is. So I don't know, it depends. Because if we're talking about like older Himiko, we could even put, she might reach like higher C. Because older Himiko is a not as much of a bitch, and she's actually looks like an adult. Hiyoko. Are we treating Hiyoko like the Hiyoko we play as in the game, or what she actually is? Yeah, because her names are so fucking similar. Because if she's older Hiyoko, then she's probably at least above these three. But if she's young Hiyoko, young-looking Hiyoko, then she's down here. So I want to establish how we're cutie kitty milk pop waifu densetsu. Good job for that coming off of the top, Mike. So we'll just judge her by the... I guess we could do that like we did with Emma, where we judged Emma based on the fact that her picture was of young Emma. All right, so yeah, we'll assume it's the Hiyoko that you play as in the game. Hot maid that's so badass that allegedly, in her mind at least, she could defend the country. I'd say that's pretty high tier. No, not their ages, because they're 18 like everywhere, at least. But like the Hiyoko's appearance, because remember, she's Hiyoko is actually more grown. She looks more like an adult than like this kitty shit. Well, yeah, the hair is part of the hotness. That hair do be slapping though, for real. So yeah, Kirumi's up there. I don't think she's in contention for best waifu, and that's partly because the less I've seen of you, the less likely you are in contention for best waifu, because she kind of goes early, but she's definitely still up there. Part of that's because she wasn't around long enough for us to get to know her real personality. Oh yeah. You know how much of an upgrade it was for Urza Scarlet to go from no hair covering her eye to hair covering all of one of her eye? Or, I'm gonna trigger Lux here. I would totally beg Jugo and then let her kill me. She is like the exception to the pigtails. She's fucking hot. Her dimensions are like 0.1% of the world have them. And quite frankly, I would love to just talk to her about whatever for like the 15 minutes before she got bored of me and kicked me out of the room. Because I find her to be a fascinating character. That she's just kind of, she's not even, she's so warped that I can't help but like want to know more. Like the idea of two trains that are gonna collide and you can't avert your eyes. I could see that, Lux. Hey! I'm actually proud of you that you would admit to that, because you absolutely despise Junko. Yeah, I mean, somebody could be interesting and you not like her. That's fair. I love her character. They're all older than 18 in the anime, because they had been out for like, what, 3 years or something like that? Was it 3 years? I forget how long it was. But we're just gonna go based on what her, what she looks like in the picture. Yeah, the hair over the eye functionally is awful, but I mean, it just looks so good. But yeah, she could step on me, but I can't put her in S because she would likely kill me. So I would just have to hope that was the best ever before dying. Peiko is loyal to a fault. But how do you hold the Fuyuhiko thing, because if her loyalty's still to Fuyuhiko, you kind of hold that against her. But if you're Fuyuhiko as a waifu, she's almost top tier. She's cute. She handles a kendo stick. Man, that level of shade was like the sun was ever so briefly covered by like what are they? Cumulus cloud? What's the really light one? Love the glasses. Love her black outfit. She actually seems like she has a kind of really like hilariously warped sense of humor after going and pretending to be a superhero, which I know a lot of people hated that case, but I found that to be incredibly humorous. But it depends. It just depends on how you're looking at her, so I guess we'll split the difference. Kane. Akane's banging. She has some issues that she needs to deal with, but she's athletically inclined. She is very earnest, like good-hearted. I like a girl that can eat. That's good too. Then I don't feel bad about eating. But I'm not sure if she's S-worthy. Probably. Her big issue is that she lacks the depth of some of the other characters, considering how long she was around, which is she was around forever. But yeah, I think she's super funny. I just wish there was kind of more depth to her character than I eat and fight. Like, that's great. Anything else? Not really. And again, we're gonna have to deal with those problems that she has, because she's not understanding them yet, but they will become a problem. Maki roll. Maki roll is a deceptively intense and passionate person. And when you get like those little pieces of happiness out of her, it's so rewarding. She's cute, even though she also has the fucking, there's a lot of tails going on here, but so a lot of these characters are good enough where I can look past it. She can defend me. We know that. Well, no, she's not actually an assassin, but she is still kind of an assassin. She went after Kokichi like, they made it seem like she was like a fucking superhero when she did it. Yeah, it's almost like she could be Aoi's bigger sister, that like her older sister, even though Aoi's older than she is. But like the older, like kind of dumb older sister or older sibling trope. Monica is, I'm actually really curious about post Danganronpa 3 Monica. She's not illegal after Danganronpa 3, is she? Although I guess if we're gonna treat her the same way that we treat Hyoko, this is her young appearance, then it'd be down here. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure canonically she is not illegal. And she looks older in Danganronpa. She actually looks like, she doesn't look like Himiko and Hyoko at least. Oh, nope. I guess I didn't know she was that young. I guess I thought she was like 2 years older than everybody else and that was part of her control. But yep, nope, that's a flat out illegal. I don't think I liked her character as much as a lot of other people did. And that was even before she got brainwashed. She's really nice. She's hardworking, but she's kind of bland. She's pretty. Like she's kind of bland to me. I really wasn't. Her character was fine, but I know some people love her, and I just don't see that. Robot and illegal. She might be both. Mikan. Mikan's hot. Her ditziness can be endearing, although it also can get annoying. She's actually very erotic. which I consider to be a good thing. She's trained to be something close to it. I forget what it is. Close to a nurse. My wife's a nurse, so some comparisons there. I don't know. Put her there for now, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's something weird like that. Who is this? Why don't I recognize this person? This looks like that guy. Oh, this is Fuyuhiko's sister? Okay, she was illegal the last time we see her. D, bitch, bitch, bitch. The only thing redeeming about her is that she makes delicious treats. I hate her design. I don't like her as a person. Ugh. So this one's kind of weird. She's a really fun person, but she looks too young. Like she really doesn't look that much older than Himiko or Hyoko. The religious thing would get annoying after a while. The art stuff would be fun. Yeah, Angie. Yeah, I could see Angie being super controlling too. Ironically, Makuro. So I'm gonna do something illogical and add non-canonical stuff to Kuro's character because I love her non-canonical character. I think she is awesome. She's very much like a Peiko in that she's colder, but like if she loves you, she'll fucking do anything for you. Also kind of a badass. I think her secret crush on Makoto is super cute, which is canon. So like, and she's not gonna kill you like Junko is probably going to. I'm gonna put her there for now. And she has freckles, and freckles are fucking adorable. Who the fuck is this? Wait, who is this? Why don't I know who this is? Why don't I recognize this person? Oh, is she in Altered Despair Girls? I'm gonna put her here just because I don't know anything about her. I forget her name, but Pharmacy Girl. That would be very useful in a relationship. She goes a little crazy, which is problematic. But she seems really kind of hard underneath. She's just been abused so much over the years. But she seems like if she loves you, she would fiercely protect you. I can barely make this picture out. Who is this? My eyesight's really bad. It's so dark. Why don't I remember her at all? So she killed her. Okay, well, she's also illegal then. The last time we saw her was... Alright. Funniest fucking character in the entire series. She's hot. She knows how to wear goggles incorrectly like you should. Got a freak side to her. Love her sense of style. And she's the type of girl where I'm like, how do you not feel good about yourself? You should feel awesome about yourself. I'd really do everything I could to like try to prop up her confidence. Chiaki's really interesting. I like anime Chiaki, as we're talking about waifu here, a lot more than DR2 Chiaki, just because I feel like DR2 Chiaki, like, it was done intentionally, so I get it. Not saying it's bad story-wise or anything, but they took some of her personality out because it wasn't really her. Whereas, like, you got a stronger emotional Chiaki in IRL. Oh yeah, she would technically be illegal because the last time we saw her alive, yeah, no, that's a good point. And if we're talking about AI, that's basically robot, right? Yeah, I think either way, she's here. Robot isn't necessarily artificial intelligence, I get it, but not gonna rank an artificial intelligence as a waifu. But no, that's a good point. We last saw her alive, she was illegal, and then when we see her next, she's still in that category. Kaede is up there. Best protagonist in all the games, and she's only in one case. She's beautiful. She's musically inclined. She's fucking awesome. She tries to she makes a very calculated risk in potentially sacrificing herself in order to save everybody. She is not a toxic positivity presence. Yeah, it does give them quite a high floor for sure. And she's a pianist. I love piano. Mahiru is cute. I like her personality. Again, freckles makes her adorable. Photographer would be kind of annoying because she'd probably want to take a lot of selfies, and I hate pictures. But she's cute. Tenko could possibly be a lot higher if she wasn't so god awful annoying about men. The like raging hate against men, even though she like kind of changes towards the end, they didn't give her a complete change, which is one of the reasons I was really disappointed when she died, because I thought her character was really making strides. She can be decently funny though, and has some of the best facial expressions I've ever seen in my life, and she's got some she's athletically inclined. Who the fuck is this? Is this another person that I just never met in Ultra Despair Girls or something? For that matter, who the fuck is this? Scarlet, the reason she's down here is because I have to acknowledge that she'd probably kill me, and that kind of drops you from S tier. If you'll let me live, you know, I already know everything that happens in Danganronpa 0. I just don't know all the extra characters. Sayaka is an A. She's super cute when she's not going insane because she's driven to insanity. She has a really cute personality, really nice friend. She's a pop idol, but she's not one of those fake people, it seems. She seems like she's genuinely nice. I would hope that I would try my damnedest to be useful to her. But I mean, look at that face. That could change from one second to the next. Ibuki, also a contender. Love the alternative punk style. She's metal. She's super funny. She's also like, she's excited. She's like excitable, but also super chill in like her general disposition in life, but with a lot of energy, if that makes sense. Love Ibuki. That was, when she died, the only reason it wasn't absolutely soul crushing like Sayaka's or say Chihiro's is because I knew she was going to die. Like, you could just see it coming from a mile away. It still was painful, though. Very painful. Komaru. I actually think Komaru is super cute. She's like super fun, courageous. I think she's hilarious. She is kind of plain looking, but I still think she's adorable. Like, what are her downsides? I guess she just doesn't stand out like some of the other characters do. But she is A tier. Toko's both. If you have one, you have to have the other. Ugh. That's how I see it, at least. Nope. Mrs. Hagakure, are you trying to seduce me? She smokes. That's actually a huge turnoff, because kissing somebody who smokes is, for me, a very unpleasant feeling. It's not great, but she is hot. I like her like laid back personality, laid back sense of style. But man, that smoke just, it kind of, she could be like high B or low A if not for the smoking. Smoking drops her. God, the smoking's really bad. Like, it's not anything about her personality or anything like that, but I think smoking is a huge turnoff. Why is Magic Girl in D? Because she looks like a kid. This... Who is this? Is she from 02? Okay, Scarlet, but just because you're a smaller individual doesn't mean you actually look like a kid. Like, Himiko's mannerisms are even childish. That's true. Well, okay. But if I had to deal with her son, I would shit on him. I would be the stereotypical terrible stepdad. I would shit all over him. So I'd get some perverse joy from that. Sonya is hilarious. Hilarious. She's a princess. She's beautiful. Like her sense of style. I like how like amused she is with all things that are like foreign or whatever. Actually, as much as I do like that, even though Gundam comes off as a really silly character, she's still like that. She was into it, and that's really cool. That's really cool. Toko. So Toko gets a lot better as a potential waifu after Ultra Despair Girls. Cause she starts taking like her friendship with Kamaru kind of changes her. She starts taking care of herself a little more. Even Genocide Jack seems like more reeled in that Jack isn't going around trying to kill young boys anymore. That could just be because she understands that there's a greater threat out there. But my main point is the character from the first game is not the character at all that we have by the end of Danganronpa 3. I actually think she's pretty funny in Ultra Despair Girls. So I don't know. She's kind of tough to rank. She's cute, but like, what if she doesn't shower for a whole week? That's kind of a problem. What if her genocide self goes back to her murderous ways? That would be a problem. I'd be really interested in reading her works. Well, I mean, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher said they only shower when they like do something strenuous, and if they don't do anything strenuous for a while, they don't shower. But I'd be like, she is known to stink. Like it's not that they're just like, oh, she doesn't take a shower very often. She is known to be pungent because of whatever reason. So there's some risk reward with her. But yeah, so with the risk reward, we're gonna put her here. All right, so worst. I mean, this one's kind of obvious. Hyoko's just insufferable to be around, especially if we're talking about DR2 Hyoko. Just nothing is attractive about her. Okay, this is tough because all these 5 legitimately can take that top spot. I'm putting Hyoko here because of that potential emotional disconnect issue that I mentioned earlier. You know what? I'm putting Akane here. I think she's hotter than Kirumi. And they're both kind of one-dimensional in a way. It's because we don't get enough of Kirumi. That emotional disconnect can be really frustrating, speaking from experience. So there will be times where Kyoko is too cool and collected, where you want her to show emotion. And like I said, that can get really frustrating. Kaide's probably here because what we get of her is very good, but we still don't get the complete picture. So it's still kind of hard to judge her from that regard. She's super positive to be around, plays the piano, super cute, but there's some aspects of her personality that I feel like we don't get a chance to explore. So maybe then it's probably fair then to put her behind Kyoko, because with Kyoko we'd know a lot more of those elements that we don't know with Kaide. Ibuki's gonna be next. As much as I love Ibuki's design, I could definitely do without the horns, or her horn wraps, or whatever you want to call them. She pulls them off well, don't get me wrong, but I think she'd look even better without them. Her, and as much as she's like metal, the one song I've heard her play, I was not a fan of. She's also, unlike the other 5 or the other 4, she has the least attractive body. She's really small. I like some curves. Now her personality and all that's enough where it's not a bad thing that's gonna keep her out of S, but when compared to the other characters, it is kind of an issue. This is really difficult. Mew's super funny, but I think Aoi's like legit might be like the best person on this entire list to like have a family with. She's also super cute. I think the skin tone for these three is absolutely beautiful, and I wish there'd be other darker characters like that because it just gives them a very distinctive look. Even Angie, but Angie still looks like a kid. It's her problem. One's athletically inclined. One is more intellectually inclined. One's a freak, where the other is more reserved about that sort of thing. Although not entirely reserved. If you go to her free time events, it's obvious that Aoi's crushing on Makoto. I guess the main difference here is that, well, no, they both try to kill people at one point and fail. I'm sure it is. Like I said, I don't. She pulls them off well. It's just if there is something that breaks the tie between these five, that would be something against her. Mew's also way more emotionally fragile than Aoi is. Aoi wouldn't need constant validation, and I could go get donuts with Aoi whenever. Damn, this is tough. This is tough. This is really tough. I'm gonna choose Aoi because I think we've got more of her like caring side that we didn't really get that with Mew. You got like hints of it, you just didn't get enough of it. Like I would feel way more confident about what I know about Aoi. But yeah, that's something feels off and I don't know what it is. Unlike the wait, no, this person. I still don't know who this is. Assuming Danganronpa 0, so down there. It's not that there's a ton of girls in S, because I mean, if there's just a lot of girls in S, there's just a lot of girls in S, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. It just means there are a lot of good waifu candidates. I kind of want to put Mikuro up here, but I think she's probably better in high A, just because of her lack of screen time. And to be fair to this list, I'm not taking what is basically a fan fiction into account for any of the other characters either. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. I think that's where we're at. It's probably because these five are so close that even though I landed on Aoi, I'm still not 100% sure. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that feels better. That feels better. I love the Junko sprite. It might, but I'm not treating her as AI, making that executive decision. I honestly think the top one could just, it could be based on what day it is. It might change from day to day.